goers, I'm Wheelchair Jimmy and I'm rolling through Los Angeles today. I thought I'd give you some wheelchair accessibility tips if you're coming to LA for the very first time. I just love LA. It's a huge city, there's lots of things to do, plenty of great places to visit. But if you're coming here looking for great mass transit, forget it. Although they do have metro buses and limited light rail, it just doesn't have a big footprint for vacationers. You'll need a vehicle to drive and patience because the freeways and side streets are often very crowded. When I think of LA's geography, well, it's huge. In most of Los Angeles and Santa Monica, even Hollywood Boulevard and San Fernando Valley are relatively level, easy to get around with wheelchair street cutouts on almost every corner. But look at the map and note that there's a mountain range that separates the San Fernando Valley, Pasadena, and Burbank from downtown LA, Santa Monica, and Orange County. And much of Hollywood and the Hollywood Hills are situated along some very steep canyons and mountain passes. And to repeat, there is no easy mass transit that takes you from the LA side of the mountains to the valley. And if you're headed through the mountains or the steep canyons, or the Hollywood Hills or the Sunset Strip area, check first with the hotel, restaurant, or city attraction, or our website to make sure the property you're visiting isn't built into the side of the mountain, and that there are no steps to get in, and that there's an accessible restroom. When I think of LA, I think of Disneyland and Universal Studios. I've been to both parks many times. They are both very wheelchair accessible. Plenty of parking, restaurants, and restrooms. Some of the rides you may not be able to get on, but the majority are very accessible, and you'll have a great time. As a side note, the Disneyland parade down Main Street, which I just love, gets very crowded. So figure out what time the parade starts and park yourself near a curb 20 minutes prior so you have a good vantage point. And Universal Studios is located in the Hollywood Hills, so be careful where you book your hotel. And then there's the Hollywood Bowl, also located in the Hollywood Hills, and it's a wonderful venue. There are accessible restrooms and accessible seating, albeit the seating for wheelchairs is somewhat limited, so call in advance. But there are some great seats available, both up close, in the boxes, and toward the rear. Bring your picnic basket, a bottle of wine, and enjoy yourself. Also they do have wheelchair accessible parking, but it's limited, so again, get there early, as the alternative parking is available, but it can be up or down a reasonably steep grade along the hills. Another attraction we've really enjoyed is the J. Paul Getty Museum. Now there are two locations. The Getty Center, located in the Brentwood neighborhood of Los Angeles, is the primary museum, and it features Western art from the Middle Ages to present day. The museum's second location, the Getty Villa, is in the Pacific Palisades neighborhood out near Malibu, and it displays art from ancient Greece and Rome. Both are exceptionally wheelchair accessible and just fabulous. When in LA, I also think of the beaches. Now, I've been to many of the Southern California beaches over the years. They've all been accessible. You can't always get out onto the sand, but many have those broad concrete and asphalt walkways. Some have barbecue pits, and they've all had wheelchair accessible restrooms. They're public restrooms, but they're accessible. A couple other quick notes. Most of the boats to Catalina Island are wheelchair accessible, and there are several hotels and restaurants right along the level waterfront over there that are accessible. And don't miss Santa Monica Pier or Huntington Beach Pier. They are always a lot of fun. And all the major stadiums in the LA area are all wheelchair friendly. You want to be adventuresome when you come to LA? Take a cruise ship. They depart from San Pedro and Long Beach, both down in the South Bay area. Go to Hawaii. Go down to Mexico. Go through the Panama Canal. The cruise ships are fabulous and very wheelchair accessible. Easy to get on and off, many large commercial elevators, 5-star accessible restaurants and restrooms, and each of the cruise ships have about 20 wheelchair accessible staterooms. So come visit LA, bring your family, you will love it. And please visit wheelchairjimmy.com, where we cover dozens of properties throughout the LA area. We'll tell you which hotels, restaurants, city attractions, and cruise boats are accessible, which are my favorites, and which properties to avoid. Roll on, America!